It was the year 1992 when the term Metaverse was first coined by Neil Stephenson in a novel called Snow Crash. This was just 2 years after the birth of the World Wide Web. Then in 2018 came along the movie no one could stop talking about when referencing the Metaverse. That, of course, was Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One. By the way, did you know that the movie was an adaptation of a 2011 novel with the same title by Ernest Cline? In fact, the author has published a sequel in 2020 titled as Ready Player 2. Hello everyone and welcome to the Metaverse Reporter. I am your host Mr. Meta, and on this channel we explore all things Metaverse. Now here we are in 2022 and the Metaverse is no longer fictional. In fact, it is as real as it can get and is evolving at a very rapid pace. So how did we get here from fiction to reality? To understand that, we need to first talk about Second Life, a platform created by Linden Lab. Released in 2003, Second Life was a 3D virtual world that at one point gathered approximately 1 million users. It was one of the biggest online multiplayer worlds of its time. Although not categorized as the metaverse, Linden Lab made sure to let the users know that this was not a game but a virtual world where people could lead virtual lives through their avatars while being able to interact with places, objects, and other people. Users could explore the world but also be able to build, create, shop or trade virtual property and services with one another. This, in effect, created its own economy. It also was probably the first step towards the metaverse we hear about today. The next big leap was in 2012 when Oculus announced a Kickstarter campaign to launch the Rift. But Facebook saw a large vision for virtual reality and acquired the brand in 2014 for $2 billion. This was a significant move for the virtual reality space. Ultimately, Facebook's Oculus made VR headsets widely available through a lower price tag compared to the competition while eliminating the need to rely entirely on PCs through standalone models such as the Oculus Go, the Quest, and the Quest 2. While all this was happening, a new virtual world was emerging in 2014 called VRChat. VRChat first released its Windows application for the Oculus Rift prototype, thus making it a virtual world that was primarily for VR headsets. In 2017, they released the program to Steam Early Access and made it accessible in a desktop mode too. VRChat stayed ahead of its curve and has since been one of the most visited and widely used virtual worlds with a very strong community behind it. In my opinion, it is the metaverse that people use. Soon enough, blockchain tech caught up, and in 2015, Decentraland was introduced. Another virtual world, accessible through a browser, Decentraland launched in 2017 and would go on to sell digital land as NFTs using Mana, their currency which was built on the Ethereum blockchain. But real interest in the metaverse didn't start until after Facebook went all out, rebranding themselves as Meta in 2021 while committing to build a version of the metaverse. But Facebook wasn't alone. Brands like Microsoft and Nvidia jumped in to share their vision for the metaverse too. All said and done, while the metaverse has evolved significantly, we are still just scratching the surface. There's a whole lot more that needs to be done before it can truly be called the next iteration of the internet. So there you go. That's a short story on how we have evolved until today. And if you like what we do here, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.